having you here. We've heard a lot of good things about Lords of Shadows 2, and now we got to finally see the gameplay in action. Yep. Last year I think you just revealed like a CG trailer kind of thing.
That's right.
And now we actually got to see the game in action, and you changed and updated a lot of things. Most notably is the camera. Now it's no longer a fixed camera, it's a rotating camera.
That's right.
And it seems that there's more emphasis on a variety of weapons, if I'm not mistaken, because in the previous game, before he became Dracula, it was Gabriel. He had a whip and it had different kind of powers. So in this we saw a sword. Can we expect to see any kinds of other different weapons?
In this game we have three main weapons, which is the blood whip, which is a whip that Dracula can summon through magic. We have the void sword, which is void sword is how Dracula recoups health during combat. We have the chaos claws, which is how Dracula breaks down enemy defences. You may have noticed in the demo some enemies had shields.
Like some statue gave Dracula some powers.
Well, that's something for later on.
Okay.
So these main weapons are different to what we had in the original game. We had light and shadow magic, which augmented the whip weapon. This time, the void sword and the chaos claws have their own combination attacks associated with them. And these particular weapons, serve a role within the game that light and shadow magic didn't before.
Okay. And the next question is regarding characters. Would we expect to see maybe a recurrence of fan favorites? I'm just saying, like Alucard.
Well, Alucard is in the trailer, so he definitely plays a part in the game. The Lords of Shadow series is something completely separate from the older games. We tried to take the game in a new direction and reboot the series for new fans. So whilst we have, we also obviously have characters, and we have monsters, and we have certain homages to the old games. It's very much a new direction for the series.
Right.
And it's not like the series hasn't done this before in the past.
Right. Yeah.
We've had the classic games. We had Simon's Quest, which was very different. We've had the N64 games, which were very different again. We've had the PS2 titles. We've had the Metroidvania style games. We've had a fighting game, and we have the Lords of Shadow series. So I think the secret to Castlevania's longevity is that it has changed over the years into different things. It's kind of evolved, and it's not been afraid to stick to the same formula.
Okay.
So I think with Lords of Shadow we've tried to create something that's standalone, that people can get a different take on the mythology. That's what we wanted to do.
I noticed something about the Lords of Shadows logo. It has a very distinct, how should I say, dragon kind of thing. Because you didn't have that in the previous one. And are we touching upon maybe the fact that Dracula might transform into creatures in this game?
Well, I mean, Dracula. The word Dracula in Romanian has a connotation with dragon.
Yeah.
So we use the dragon as a metaphor. Again.
Okay. Because like in Symphony of the Night, like in previous Castlevania games, you could transform into like a bat or something, and that's because he had like vampire like powers, like mist, stuff like that. Would we see those sort of like transformations in this game? Or?
Well, I mean, Dracula is a prince of darkness.
Yeah. So he has a lot of powers. I'm assuming. Okay.
Your turn.
Well, possibly the last thing for me, because you're trying to appeal to different people. What would you say are the essential things to put into?
You're wrong. You're wrong. Yeah, we're trying to appeal to fans of Lords of Shadow.
Okay. Still within that, what would you say are the essential things that need to be in a Castlevania game?
I think the essential things that need to be in a Lords of Shadow game is the combat needs to feel like it's sophisticated, that has a strategy to it, that has depth to it. One of the things that we wanted to do with this game is to beef up the exploration aspect of the game, because we felt that was a weakness of the previous game, the linearity of the game. So this time we've gone for a more kind of open, seamless world that players can explore, that's opened up gradually through story elements. But by the end of the game, you can walk from one end of the city to the other. We wanted to give players a reason to explore, to be able to go back, to go left or go right. If you look at, in the hack and slash genre, if you think of games like God of War or Devil May Cry, you're always moving forward. But in this game, you can go back, you can go left, you can go right, and that's something very unique to this particular genre of game. We want to tell the story of Dracula. That's the key thing that we're trying to do here, is to finish the story, to tell the story of Dracula, to give players a satisfying conclusion to the Lords of Shadow saga. And this will be the last game from us. as a Castlevania game. You know, I think we've made our markets been the most successful Castlevania ever released. So I think that you know, there are a lot of naysayers and people making a lot of noise on the internet. But at the end of the day, sales don't lie, and this is the biggest selling game we've ever had. And that's why we've got to do a sequel. And what we need to do is deliver upon the promise that we had in the epilogue of the last game. We need to deliver that to expectation. We want to exceed expectation as it happens, but there are a lot of surprises in this game, and I don't want to spoil it, but you know, we really feel that we've improved every aspect of the game that was perhaps a weakness of the previous game.
So, will there be anything like, I don't know, I know it's probably a wild guess, but would there be anything related to, let's say, time travel, like if something happens in the past it affects the future level design?
Not really, no. I mean, the game takes place in present day. Okay. The whole game takes place in present day in one night. Okay. Okay. What you see at the beginning of the game is something from the past, but you know, you will basically take place in the present day. But you can travel to the castle, and in the castle, be careful what I say, right? Yeah. Okay. In the castle, there will be paintings, and you'll jump through those paintings.
You said that. This is difficult for us to disclose because we would like to tell you, but we will be spoiling a lot, and we don't want that.
Well, we don't want that either.
Okay. No, we don't want that because you know, you need to be with an open mind, right? You know, and enjoy the surprises we created. So I'm afraid that
it's okay. I get it. Don't worry. But no, thank you very much.
Any more questions?
No, I guess that's good.
We're good?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.